So I've owned the Ray-Ban Meta glasses for well over a year now, and I've learned quite a few things that you should not do to keep these in the best condition they can be in. So in this video, I'm going to go over 5 mistakes that you should avoid doing with your Meta smart glasses. Let's get into the video. Alright, so the first thing you want to avoid doing with your Meta smart glasses is using them in extreme cold. Now, if you didn't know already, when it comes to electronics, using them in extreme cold is actually not good for most electronics. Now, unless your electronic can actually handle the cold and it's designed for that, then that's fine, of course. But when it comes to these glasses, and I have the Ray-Ban Meta Gen 1s, they're not really designed for that extreme cold. Now, are they going to break immediately if you use them in the cold? No, definitely not. But if you're using them in extreme cold, like below freezing temperatures, then you might get some performance issues. So for example, these Gen 1 Ray-Ban Metas get 4 hours of battery life. If I use them in extreme cold, I wouldn't be surprised if I got half that even. Admittingly, I actually went snowboarding with my Oakley Meta glasses, knowing that they shouldn't be in the extreme cold. I still brought them with because I wanted to get those awesome POV shots of me and my friends going down some slopes together, and it was definitely worth it. Now, I was able to take a couple videos and a couple photos with no issues, but over time I definitely noticed how much battery life was being taken away throughout my day, and I didn't really get to use them all that much. I had to put them away because I didn't want to kill the battery off so quickly. So just be aware that if you are using these in freezing temperatures, you can get away with recording videos and taking photos, that's fine, but if it's in extreme temperatures, maybe even like below 0, definitely avoid taking these guys out because they are just not meant for that kind of weather. Alright, now moving on to the second mistake to avoid with these Meta glasses is to avoid getting them wet. Obviously, that shouldn't be a shocker to many people. Electronics and like water don't go well together. So these Ray-Ban Meta glasses are IPX4 water resistant, which in English means that they are not waterproof. These glasses should not be submerged, and you really shouldn't even be using them while it's raining outside. That could damage the glasses. You will have issues, and they may even die on you if you get them too wet. Now, if you were aware, there are the Oakley Vanguard glasses, and those are a little bit better than your standard Ray-Ban glasses. So the Oakley Vanguard glasses are IPX7 water resistant. Now, these glasses were built with water resistance in mind, but even so, they are not invincible to water. So IPX7 in English means that the glasses can handle immersion in up to 1 meter or 3.3 feet of water for around 30 minutes without damage. They still have major limitations. These aren't waterproof by any means. Would I like them to be one day? Sure, but as of now, that's not the case. So basically, just avoid water at all costs with these glasses because they are just not built for that kind of scenario. Alright, now the third mistake to avoid when using these glasses is using the wrong materials to clean them. Now, if you're not somebody that's worn glasses before, this may be a surprise to you, but you can actually damage your glasses if you're trying to clean them with the wrong materials. Now, will they break? More than likely not, but still, you will create scratches if you're not using the proper materials, and not many people really want scratches on their glasses. When cleaning these lenses, you definitely want to avoid things like paper towels or even specific clothing fabrics because that can still scratch the lenses. And you know what? Hand up right here. Alright, I am not immune to that either. I have plenty of times taken some clothing, rubbed off on the lenses to clean them just because it's easier. Now, the same can be said for specific sprays for your lenses. You can use water or even like lens cleaner, that's perfectly fine, but you don't want to use other harsh chemicals like window cleaners or specific alcohol cleaners just because, again, that could damage the lenses or the frames. Just make sure you're using the right tools for the job so you don't damage these glasses accidentally. Alright, moving on to mistake number 4 to avoid, and that is overcharging your battery. With any electronic, if you didn't know, you don't want to overcharge the battery because that's not good for its longevity. If you constantly have your glasses plugged in and they're charging 100% and then it just stays charging, over time that will damage the battery and it will become weaker. So if you're just an average person and you have the case that it came in, which you probably do, that's a perfectly fine place to charge your glasses because when it hits 100%, the charging actually stops. And that way your battery is going to be saved and it's not going to get damaged over time. However, if you are using a third-party charger, do I have a third-party charger with me somewhere? I do. I don't know why I threw it all the way over here in this drawer. Alright, so I have a third-party charging dock for my Meta glasses, and I honestly don't recall if this overcharges. I don't think it does, but let's just use this as an example. But if you're using a charging dock and they continuously are charging once they hit 100%, that will damage the battery, and you don't want to do that. So if you leave them on your nightstand, if you leave them on your desk, you just want to avoid leaving them there 24/7, because that will kind of ruin the battery over time, and the battery's going to get weaker. That's something you definitely don't want, because these glasses kind of already have a short battery life, so we really don't want to make them that much shorter. If anything, you can use the charging dock, but maybe just unplug it while it's just kind of sitting there. But either way, the fourth mistake to avoid is overcharging your glasses. You don't want to hurt that battery life. Alright, so the fifth mistake to avoid with these glasses isn't really tailored more toward like the health and well-being of your glasses, but it's more just for the individual, and that is to avoid carelessly using these glasses in more public spaces, and even more so in private spaces. Now yes, we want to use these glasses to record a POV view of what we're doing and just enjoying the scenery around us. That's perfectly fine, and that makes sense. You know, maybe you're on vacation and you want to take a photo and video of all the public spaces. That's great, don't stop doing that. But the problem kind of gets into this gray area when you start to use them in more private settings that just may not be acceptable, or if anything, just frowned upon. Now, for example, more private spaces being like locker rooms, bathrooms, private property, even like places like gyms may not even allow something like this. And again, some places may be okay with recording them, but you just want to make sure you're not breaking any rules. And the reason I'm telling you guys this is because there can be legal issues attached to recording in these more private spaces. And that's where the rules kind of get a little bit dicey depending on where you are and maybe what state you're located in. If you're recording somebody without their consent in like a private property setting, maybe like a fitness center, then you can face legal issues, and you don't want that. And there's also kind of like a stigma around the glasses. You know, if you're wearing these and maybe you don't even want to like record with them, some people might kind of feel uneasy if you're like in a private area using these glasses. Maybe they're prescription glasses and you're not recording. So again, you just want to avoid using these guys in more private settings because they can kind of cause issues and potentially legal issues, and you definitely want to avoid that. So just be cautious on that. Keep these guys in public. Don't use them for anything secret. You can get them confiscated, you can get them taken away, so don't do that. Anyway, I want to hear what your guys' thoughts are. Are there any additional mistakes that you think I missed within this list? Or maybe you've had an experience where you've unfortunately ran into these issues already. Whatever the case is, guys, let me know in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.